Hey guys, old folks here. It's still that time of the day where we're doing our Throne Wars, though it's getting close to the end. I'll pull up our world map here. We're still sitting real pretty. We own all of them. If we look at the tower and we check the timer, we're at 9.5 hours. Basically means, we've got a little over 2.5 hours to go to hold it down. It's not a guarantee yet, just because obviously a lot of stuff has been spent. We've pushed back a lot of the other people, but that doesn't mean that their second shift doesn't come in. Obviously, kind of the first front of the hours is a little bit more on our time frames versus some of the other people on the other side of the world. But this is throne number one. This is the one that I held for a long time, solo against about 12 guys, and then Attila came in. A really strong player on our server basically took it just like it. So it's kind of one of those same things. And then I've been here at Tower 4 for the longest. Basically, I've held this. Got a few guys that basically defended me. I've been attacked, but they've held off the defenses. People have stopped throwing troops at the tower just because my troops have pushed them back every time. So obviously Tower 3 held this a large part of the morning before I started moving around trying to work on the other towers to kind of break up the hold they had on all the different towers. We have Tower 3 controlled, and then Tower 2. Tower 2, obviously, we own it right now. There's no guarantee at any moment they don't try to take it back. Obviously, they've got a higher level troops here that actually have some decent stats on it, so there's no real guarantee. Obviously, until the 12-hour timer clicks off, anything can happen. So it is what it is. So basically, this is now just the final waiting game. Really waiting. I've spent probably about 6,000 gems on this Throne Wars, between filling up my water, between boosting to get around, and things like that. I obviously don't recommend it for most people, but we really wanted to take it this time around, and so the goal is to be there. But hopefully that'll work out. As you can see, this is cleared out a lot from where it was from the Smile guys earlier. They put up a good fight, but in the end, the levels kind of help offset that. So looking forward from here, if we take this, what's going to happen? Well, you're only going to have so many Throne Wars before you're going to have a merger. And once a merger takes place, basically 3 to 4 servers get put together. It's usually somewhere around the same power, same time frame where they come together. So, whoever gets merged with us may be higher level, maybe lower level. You never know. Could be equal level. And at that point, power can really shift tremendously into how things go. A few things today. I got my Vortex Silver Star, which I was excited. Finishing up him, and just kind of basically trying to finish getting on my +4s going for my main teams as we kind of roll into that next stage. Obviously, I'm here with my experience. It's going to be a while before I can power through that. I used all my ancient rune stuff, so it's going to be a day probably or two before I can move on to the next part. I'm getting pretty close to that crystal stage thing where I should be able to go after 114, hopefully 115 the next coming days again as I get my guys +4 because I need that power to survive. But Throne Wars is done almost. I'll update it when we take it, hopefully, and show you what who gets what positions and everything else. If you've never looked at it, obviously right here at the Herald, basically, they get to appoint people which have different things. High Priest, gets different things. Everybody gets different stuff. They can give out gifts. These gifts are given out by the ruler. 5 of this one, 10 of that one, 20 of that one, 30 of that one, to reward those people closest to him that they think earned them. So he shows you, who got what, and things like that. And then obviously the ruler gift. This is what the ruler gets for everything. And then participation awards. Everybody gets this. I can't claim it till after it ends, but I'm basically right there. And so that's kind of how it works. So hopefully everything will go well. Hopefully we'll cap it off in a couple hours, and that's all it needs. I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, if you got throne war questions, feel free to ask. This one worked out well because we held the towers. By holding the towers, it prevents the damage to your troops that are holding the throne, or damages the troops of the other people that are holding the throne, which allowed us to do what we're doing right now. So, thanks for watching, guys.